Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another pen for review, and as you can see it says Cross here. So it comes in this outer cardboard box, although it does have a little bit of a colouring here to the bottom of the box. So I think let's remove the outer shell of this box, and you'll see this lovely box, and it is a Cross Peerless 125. Now, interestingly enough, I really wasn't in the market for a Cross Peerless or even a Cross pen, and the only reason that interested me was that this has a sailor-made nib. So I think let's lift the lid to the box. You'll see it says Cross here, and this has basically care instructions, and then you have the pen. So if I remove that box, I'll show you the pen in a little bit more detail. So this is the Cross Peerless 125. It is a quite a nice pen. It does have a jewel here in the cap finial that you can see sparkling there. Is it a real jewel? Possibly not, but it does look quite nice. You have this clip here, which is quite a usable clip, but it looks a little bit on the weird side. Now, Cross Peerless clips are all the same, so they do look like this, but it just feels like, or looks like, the clip has been bent in the wrong place. So I'm not typically a fan of that clip, but the body or the cap here tapers down to that cap finial, and then tapers out and then is very cylindrical all the way down to what is the cap band, and here you will see it says Cross Peerless 125, and then it starts to taper down towards what is the end cap here. If I unscrew the cap, you'll see here it has a 125 Cross Peerless 125 nib. Now this is inked up at the moment, but this is a medium nib, and this nib is made by Sailor, and you can see that nib there with the ABS plastic feed. Now I say it's inked up, it's on its last legs. I do need to refill this converter. So some of these will come with a converter, some do not, depending on the region. I did get a converter with this one, but you can also get some ink cartridges, just a small ink cartridge in the box as well. Can I post the cap? I can, and it will post deeply and securely. Doesn't really feel that back weighted. I think it actually feels quite nice. If I remove the cap there, then you can see that this does look fairly sizable in my hand. The section itself is not a concave section, so it does taper down. I'm more of a fan of the concave sections because it stops your fingers slipping onto the nib or feed, although you do have this little bit of trim here that does actually, I guess, do the same almost in stopping your fingers, but I do still find that my fingers will slide off slightly. So from that perspective, I'm not really sure that does stop your fingers sliding off. And I do find this section a little bit more on the glossy side, and you can probably see that with the lights reflecting there. It's a little bit more, I'd say, slippery, but I do find it comfortable to write with. I think I'd prefer this with a concave section, but if I then post that cap, I can actually write with it a little bit higher up and not have my fingers slipping on that section. I can actually have my fingers around the cap threads there. Now this is the platinum version. There are various different versions or models. There's a titanium, there's a quartz blue as well, but I wanted this. I saw it was in a medium nib, and I decided to buy it. So for me, I think this is a good pen. I think I paid about around £250. The price is increasing a little bit, but I've seen that because these are becoming more scarcer, unfortunately. So you might find that these prices do increase over time. So I think with that, let's do a size check. We'll do a weight check. We'll do a pen comparison. Then we'll do a writing sample. So the length of the pen, we are looking at about 143 millimeters in length. The length of the cap, we're looking about 62 millimeters in length. We'll do a size check against the nib there. So tip of the nib to the tip of the tines, we're looking at about 128 millimeters in length. So almost bordering on an oversized pen, not quite. And you can see that there in my hand. It is a fairly decent size. So I think with that, let's do a weight check. So the full weight of the pen, and this is technically it's uninked. There's no ink in that converter. It's just on the last amount of ink. We're looking at just under 46.5 grams in weight. The weight of the cap, we are looking at just over 17 grams in weight. And then the weight of the body, we are looking at around about just over 29 grams in weight. So it's not a super heavy pen, but it's also not a super light pen. But this is quite a comfortable pen to write with. So I think with that, let's go and do a comparison with other pens. So from left to right, we have an Anoto Magna Classic, and this is in the Chased Amber. We have an Anoto, and this is the Great Roof in the Metallic Edition. We have a Mr. Cypress, and this is Maple in the Forest. We have a Mont Blanc, homage to the Brothers Grimm. We have a Cross Peerless 125 in the Platinum. We have a Mont Blanc Le Petit Prince, and this is the Aviator Edition. We have a Mr. Cypress Eggshell 01, Mr. Cypress Kawari Nuri, and this is a Deep Light 1. Another Mr. Cypress Kawari Nuri Deep Light 3. And then we have a Benu, and this is a Talisman in the Tiger's Eye. So I think let's now go and do a writing sample. So this is the Cross Peerless 125 in the Platinum, and it's a medium, and it's an 18 karat gold nib. Although it's made by Sailor, they typically don't do 21 karat gold for other partners. The ink in here is Venustus Vinaccia. Now, in terms of line variation, I'm getting probably about a Western Fine, because this is an Asian nib. If I push it a little bit harder, I can probably get a Western Medium. And you can see there from the figure of 8, I can actually get some line variation out of it. And doing some more vertical lines, you'll see there's no hard starts or skips. In terms of ink wetness, let's take a look. So this is a fairly wet pen, but not a fire hose of a pen. So for me, this is actually quite a good writer, although I do typically like more fire hose pens, but I also know that Sailor nibs typically are not fire hose nibs. Now, what do I like? What do I not like about this pen? Well, simply, I do like the pen. The size, the weight of it. I like that it's got a Sailor nib, an 18 karat gold nib. Okay, it's not a 21 karat gold, but I still like the Sailor 18 karat gold nibs. I like that this is a medium nib. I like the weight of the pen as well. In terms of dislikes, I guess the only thing I would dislike really is that clip. It just doesn't look right on that pen. That's probably about the only dislike I would have on this pen. If I was a pen designer, I probably would design that clip differently. but it also makes the pen stand out. So I don't dislike the pen, the pen at all. The clip I can get by with, but I just think there could have been a better aesthetically pleasing clip on that pen. But other than that, I like the pen, I like how it writes, and I like that it's a medium nib and it's a sailor nib as well. So there you have it. That's my Cross Peerless 125 Platinum in a medium 18-karat gold nib unboxing and review. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.